life begins now. Aladdin.
So I am here at Disney with Mena Massoud. He is the star of Aladdin. I can't tell you how much excited I am about this movie, and I think a lot of people are excited about this movie.
I hope
and this
so.
has been a long journey getting to this point for you.
Yes.
But I want to go back to the magic carpet ride that was your audition process.
Yes.
From sort of, if you could sort of take me a little bit through it, from the moment like when you heard they were casting Aladdin, were you like, I know I'm going to nail this? Or was it kind of like, oh, I don't have a shot? And sort of take me through how many auditions and then the moment you found out you got it.
Yeah, they were doing a general casting call that I'm sure a lot of people saw online and whatnot. And I reached out to my agents and, I said, I think I'd be right for this. I grew up watching it, obviously, a lot. And then we didn't hear anything back after my first tape for quite a while, and I kind of let it go, as actors tend to do, and as you have to do. And then 4 months later, we heard back about the tape that I had done, and they asked me to do another tape, so I did another one, and then things started ramping up. I flew to London for a week to test the first time.
This is with Guy Ritchie?
This is with Guy Ritchie, yes, and the creative team. And then I flew back to Toronto, actually, our hometown,
yes.
to finish up a film I was working on, and then flew back to London a second time to test a second time, and then flew back to Toronto and
those
found
are
out about
logistics, but throughout that, how did you, because I would have at one point just timed out and been like, I can't handle the pressure, give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
How did you stay sort of calm and focused? Did you just sort of, and was there a moment when you were auditioning that you kind of said, oh, I think I got it?
Yeah, I think when you've tested before and kind of have gone through that, you learn how to accept not getting it. So I think I was just very grateful to have been given the opportunity to even get that far. And I knew that they had been auditioning for quite a while, so I was just confident in the fact that, I was going to give them something that nobody else had in the 4 months. So I just took it in stride, I guess.
And you did.
Yeah.
And then it became a whole new world.
Yes.
And you began filming. When it comes to like a Guy Ritchie movie, there's going to be amazing action.
Yes.
You also sing, dancing.
Yes.
You have to do a lot. So, and then this is such a beloved film by so many people. So many people grew up with it, love it. Sort of talk to me about sort of the biggest challenge, or sort of what was like the most daunting to you about stepping into this whole new world.
I think you touched on it a little bit. I think it was just the amount of things that I had to do in a very short amount of time. Because casting took a while, it took away a little bit from the prep time that we had. So my days were just packed with things that I had to, learn to do. So the stunt work obviously is amazing and something that I've had an amazing time doing, and a lot of fun, and dancing and singing and camel riding, and I, scuba diving a little bit for a scene in the film.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I like that.
I mean, some of you may remember it, but the amount of things that we kind of had to put together.
Yeah.
But
was camel riding on your resume? Because actors put all these wacky things.
Horse riding's on my. I ride horses.
So if you can ride a horse, you can ride a camel.
Yeah, it made it easier, but they're different creatures for sure.
Yeah. And then the music.
Yes.
I mean, on my way here, I was listening to the soundtrack, the original soundtrack. I can't wait for this soundtrack to come out, but obviously there's these beloved songs.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better.
And there's new music in
There
this
is.
one. So do you have a particular one that means the most to you and that is your favorite?
Overall?
Yeah.
I think One Jump has a special place in my heart because it's Aladdin's solo song, and it's kind of how we open the movie and open the film. But I think Naomi's new song, Speechless, in this film is going to really wow people, and I think it's incredibly relevant in the times that we live in, and very empowering. So I'm looking forward to people's reactions on that.
And after being around the music for so many months, which one gets stuck in your head the most?
A Whole New World,
Yes.
I guess, because it's already stuck in my head from my childhood.
Right.
And yeah, and you know, we really focused on delivering on that one as we did for all of them. But yeah, I'd say that one.
Okay, so speaking of music, Will Smith.
O great one who summons me, I stand by my oath, loyalty to wishes 3. I'm kidding. Watch this.
I saw like an interview you guys did, like behind the scenes. He was beatboxing.
Yes.
I saw some stuff on set where he
He does that quite often.
Does
yeah.
he? He beatboxes. He like raps. He like is he
Yeah.
like riffing all the time on set?
He riffs. He's just trying to bring the energy up, you know, which he does as soon as he walks into a room anyway.
Watch out! You done wound me up. You ain't never had a friend like me.
We had a few scenes that we had to improv in this film, which I'm also very excited for people to see, because like if you would have told me 5 years ago I would have got to improv with Will Smith on this like massive film, I would have been like, no.
Right.
You know?
What was the first moment like meeting him?
I was nervous.
Were you?
I actually, it's funny, the first time we met, I think he thought I was one of the dancers because I was in dance rehearsals and I was really nervous. I came up to him and I was just like, hi, Will, and I forgot to introduce myself. So he's like, oh, hey, man. And then I walked away and I was like, he doesn't know who I am. Like, obviously, we've never met.
You didn't go, yo, Aladdin here?
Yeah, no, I did not do that. So I had to go back. And then he was like, oh, Mena, what's up?
Oh my God, amazing.
You look like a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything on the inside. Showtime.
No, I'm in charge, okay? I say when it's time. Really?
I'm sure there was a lot of amazing moments on set, like behind the scenes, but if
Yeah.
you had like the Mena Will Smith highlight reel,
Yes.
what would be on the highlight reel as like a favorite moment that you will never share in another interview or story ever again? We're going to put it in the genie lamp after this.
Without going into detail, I guess me and Will and Jordan, that was very special when we went over to Jordan and shot. It was a reduced crew, a reduced cast, and that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of fun things.
Like?
That's all you're gonna get right now. No, you know, he threw this magical party in the desert.
Wow.
In Wadi Rum, and you know, I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
There is a lot of gray area in Make Me a Prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Y'all see my palace?
So I have to ask you, because in the trailer, I haven't seen the film yet, can't wait to see it, but in the trailer there's a scene, and I think it's one of your wishes, where you say you want him to make you a prince.
Right,
Did you
yes.
ever in one take say, will you make me a fresh prince?
We had to play on words a lot for that, but we threw that in quite a bit.
You did?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it didn't make the final.
Yeah,
the
probably
final.
not. No, but we threw it in a lot. Yeah.
And how is his energy on set? Like, how does he affect
Amazing.
the set? Yeah.
Amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better castmate than Will to do this with and go on this journey with. He's just amazing. I mean, he's kind and down to earth and generous, and he's really good in this film.
Genie, wishes, lamb, none of that ringing a bell.
What was it like the first time you saw him blue? Because I don't know at what stage in the process they showed it to you.
Yeah.
But what was your reaction and when you saw your boy? like,
Yeah, I mean, we saw really early mock-ups, so I got to see it pretty early. But then, you know, I saw the film a couple of weeks ago, and it's looking amazing. It's looking amazing.
It looks spectacular.
Yeah, it does.
And
it does.
like on that note, Guy Ritchie, one of my favorite directors, and he's just like, when I think of Guy Ritchie, I think rock and roll. Like, he's a rock and roll director.
Yeah.
He makes everything cooler. He
Yes.
walks in a room, he makes it cooler.
Absolutely.
And his sets, I mean, first of all, his action's amazing. His visuals are amazing. So for fans and people who can't wait to see this movie, like, what do you think they're going to take away from like a Guy Ritchie Aladdin? Because I think
Yeah.
it's like a perfect combination.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think it is very cool, you know, and I think what people typically think of musicals, they can expect something a little different in that it is a little bit more stylized, it's a little cooler, it's a little edgier.
Yeah.
So yeah, Guy has definitely put his touch in it, and I think it works beautifully with this film. And I think the other thing everyone has to remember is that Guy specializes in telling stories about thieves and crime.
Good point. I never thought about that.
And
Yeah.
this is a story about a thief, ultimately.
What do you
so.
think some of the other themes are going to be? because there's obviously like a theme of, you know, pretending you're somebody you're not.
Yeah, personal
and-
identity, you know, going on the journey to find your identity, which is something that I went through and I'm still going through, and I think every human being goes through that. I think everyone can relate to that idea. Falling in love is another theme. Female empowerment is another theme we really focused on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really relevant things to take away from this film.
So did I read that Robin Williams was one of the reasons you became an actor in the
Yes,
first place?
yes.
Now, was it Aladdin?
Aladdin was definitely one of them. You know, I started acting by doing voices for friends and family, and that's a big aspect of it.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Robin also does do a lot of voice work in Mrs. Doubtfire. That was another one in the rotations. I've probably seen that film more than any other film.
My first day as a woman, I'm getting hot flashes.
Okay, give me your favorite quote from
In
Mrs.
my
Doubtfire.
life.
Can you do it in the
man,
voice?
That's hard. Okay, all right. It's actually not his line in the film.
Okay.
She goes, the whole time, the whole time, the whole time, the whole time, we have to go, we have to go, I have to go, we have to go.
Yes.
And she's amazing in that film too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Did you ever, I mean, in a million years, did you, like growing up, did you ever think Aladdin, like, was that ever something that entered your mind before you even heard about the casting process?
Probably, yeah. I mean, Aladdin was one of the few characters that I could relate to growing up.
Yeah.
You know, he looked like me, his culture was similar to mine, and I grew up in an Egyptian household. So, yeah, I think I've thought about it before for sure. I just never thought that I would do a musical. But again, we've spoken about that a little bit, and I think this is different than your typical musical. So it makes sense for me, and yeah.
Hold your breath, it gets better. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. Let me share this whole new world with you.
So if I could be your genie and grant you 3 wishes right now.
Oh man,
What would they be?
I love that question.
I mean, I'm wearing blue.
I mean, hey, it's Fandango. I would say
Yes.
grant me the wish of going to see this movie. I think it's gonna really affect people, and I think they'll come out of it learning something about themselves and aspiring to change something positively in their life. So that's what I would wish for you to do.
So I know the tickets go on sale on World Wish Day.
Yes, yes,
So-
they do. So tickets go on sale on World Wish Day. We're having an activation where if you hashtag friend like me, Disney's going to donate $5 to the Make-A-Wish program. So up to $1 million. So if everyone hashtags and tags a couple of their friends that they would like to grant wishes for, we could potentially be donating $1 million to the program. So that's important.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for this movie.
Thank you.
I think everybody is. Everybody can't
Thanks.
wait. It looks like a ton of fun.
It's going to be a ton of fun. It is.
And congratulations, and thanks for the chat.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
May 24th.
May
That's
24th.
the day.